In a galaxy far, far away, there are students trying to not fall asleep. So, as a precautionary, please keep your hands and feet inside your desk until the ride comes to a complete stop. In accordance to the wise one.
Stay awake we must.
Now that I have your attention, this class is designed as an intro to marketing.
I hope that you are now fully awake, and let me be the first to congratulate you on picking an elective that will prepare you for life outside the classroom. First, let me read you a quote from Mr. Day, who is quoting Patrick Quinn, President-CEO of PQ Media. Brand marketers are seeking to better engage consumers with emotional connections, and media companies are searching for new revenue streams as traditional advertising methods suffer from negative perception. As a result, product placement has emerged from a novel marketing tactic just a few years ago to a key marketing strategy worldwide. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Oh, there you are. It's nice to see you, class. I can just imagine what you're thinking at this point. You on the back row? Thanks for the comment. I know I'm great. Moving on. Before we look at market placement, let me review with you what marketing is, as defined by the American Marketing Association. Marketing is the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. That sounds like a whole lot of fluff. Really, we want to make people buy our stuff. That's marketing. With this in mind, let's look back at the original quote from Mr. Day. It's talking about emotionally connecting a product with consumers. Now, I know our football star in the back row has a crush on his stuffed animal that his mom gave him when he was 5 years old. But is that the same thing? Hold your thoughts until after the lesson. The next question I have for you: have you ever experienced or noticed product placement? Better yet, how is there an emotional connection to a product? Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey into the world of product placement. Take a look at this photo from a local building supply store. Write down what you see or feel for discussion later. Without further ado, here you go. As we look at this photo, there's nothing really extraordinary about the placement of these refrigerators. There's a silver one and a white one. One's more expensive than the other. The question is does it make you want to purchase one or the other more or less? Take a second, look at this, write down your answer. Let me interrupt your train of thought. Before we go into this next photo, I kind of need to set the mood. Maestro, music? No? Wrong mood. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Setting the mood. You're high school juniors, high school seniors, getting ready to graduate, got a significant other, got one more year, what have you. Okay? So, for this purpose, let's assume that you have just graduated. You and your sweetie are hooked up, getting ready to get married. You have the loan for your first house, ready to be signed. Got the money, mom and dad's helping you out. So, the only catch is this house doesn't have a refrigerator, stove, or a range. Oven, eyes, cooks food, yum, more than ramen noodles, we hope. So, you and the little missus head out to the local building supply store with your graduation money in hand. Loads and loads of money. Now, what are you going to buy? How does this picture look to you? So as you're walking by, you start to go down the appliance section. Bam! This is the sight you see. Your little miss is like, oh baby, this is going to look great in our new home. You're going, dude, I got touchpads and digital stuff. I'm a real man. I know how to cook. So, you have a grand total of what, $5,000 between the two of you. You got loaded down for graduation. This is looking awfully tempting. Let's see, we got what, $2,700 for a refrigerator? Check, got that. I need $1,000 for my stove. I got that. Man, this would look really, really good in our house. What do you think, baby? Now, she's contemplating whether or not she wants to purchase this. Let's flash back to our original photo. There you go. Remember our old buddies? Standing true, silver, the white refrigerator. After seeing what you just saw, these aren't looking so great anymore. Well, how does this affect product placement? Let me rewind you and show you what you would have seen when you first walked down this aisle. Notice the refrigerator that is placed out front. It is the top of the line model. It is placed out front in a display that allows the consumer to imagine how the unit will look in their own house. Remember, the idea is to emotionally connect the product to the consumer. Also, did you notice that yellow sales tag that we just passed? This is a promotional unit that needs to be sold. Notice how the company has wedged the sale unit in between two comparable units. Imagine how the consumer will feel when looking at all three units together. As we continue down this aisle, I want you to notice the prices and what the order is. Now we are about to end our journey, and I have one last request. Think about if you have ever experienced any of the things that have been shown today. Well, class, I hope you've been paying attention because we're about to start our discussion. Before we do that though, let's have a quick review. Product placement is about finding a connection to the consumer. Sometimes it's as simple as placing two items that are very similar in stature, state, functionality, color, what have you, right next to each other and putting a sales sticker on one of the products. Another alternative is building a display. A display provides a visual for the consumer so that they can imagine what benefits they will be receiving from the product when they purchase it and put it in their own home for their own use. Perfect example of that is our scenario that we had with our two high schoolers getting ready to venture out, start their life together. They needed a refrigerator. They potentially could have wound up buying an entire kitchen set. Why? Because of that one display. The other thing is it can be as simply as placing a cheapest price product at the end of the line with the hope that the consumer will find something, anything, that they just cannot live without before they get to the cheapest price product. Remember, this is about maximizing profits. And our goal as marketers is to make the client money. Of course, we're going to be supplying a product or a service for the consumer, but again, our main goal is to provide income, revenue, maximize profits for the client that we are working for. Ideally, we are providing a service or a product that connects the consumer with it. If the consumer feels that they cannot live without the product or object that they are buying, service, they cannot live without it. Quite frankly, we have done our job. When designing this video, I was referencing Horton at location 1530 on the Kindle. It is discussing field trips. I decided to make a virtual field trip. Field trips are at the right edge of the absorb column. Although the learners may be physically active on a trip, The learner learns by absorbing information. This is the principle that I was using when making this video.